Hello, is there somebody in the bunker? Okay, go. Go as fast as possible. Go. Hey everybody, it's Colin here. Thank you for taking the time to watch our video and for tuning into the channel. Sometimes we start our videos with a warning, but for today's video, this is some really dark history that we're covering, and there are some extremely intense moments in this episode, so this is just a bit of a warning. If you don't want to hear about this stuff or it triggers you easily, then I would advise you to not watch this. See, Fife over there is getting a little worked up with me just talking about it. But thank you all so much for supporting the channel and what Peyton and I do. We have so many amazing episodes coming, and it's you guys at home that make this possible for us. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. If you don't subscribe already, please subscribe. And yeah, enjoy the video. This one was pretty scary. The stuff that happened to us was really intense, and obviously it's all real. So sit back, grab the popcorn, crack a drink open, and enjoy the episode. Crete, the largest and most populous Greek island, is the second most southernmost point in all of Europe. Crete's landscape is made up of large mountains, beautiful, world-famous beaches, and small, quaint villages. The first humans settled on Crete almost 130,000 years ago, and the land has been home to many different civilizations, including the mysterious and elusive Minoans. Crete has seen its fair share of brutal history from all sorts of societies that have conquered the island, societies which included the Ottoman Turks, Romans, and Venetians, just to name a few. However, what people don't understand is that it was here in Crete where some of the most brutal acts of Nazi violence in Greece took place. We're going to explore all of that history today on the Paranormal Files.
That restaurant has such a cool view.
Yeah. So this whole area of Vianos, however you say that, here in Crete was the site of some of the most horrific and brutal killings in this entire Battle of Crete, German occupation conflict. It's commonly called the Vianos Holocaust, or the Massacres of Vianos, and it was basically a retaliatory strike by the Germans against the Crete natives who revolted against them when they landed and tried to assert their dominance, and it led to the deaths of over 500 different villagers, some of who had no stake in the war. They didn't fight, they were just killed for simply existing here. So, very sad story, but we're here at the memorial, and at least it's in a beautiful area.
Over there.
Oh yeah, you can see them with their swords and weapons fighting off the paratroopers, the locals. But the paratroopers were obviously bringing death. Looks like a holy face. I mean, it's got the little ring around it.
Look at this person.
Yep. They're all
Their
being
bodies
slaughtered, yeah.
just kind of melded together.
It's kind of sad that they've let it decay this much.
Is this like a horse?
Yeah, it looks like a horse or a
Or a bull? Down here.
Yep. Yeah, I think these are the names of a lot of the people who they could identify that were killed here in the Holocaust.
Is that actually called Holocaust?
Yeah, the Holocaust of Vianos. I mean, just look at all these names. It makes quite the statement. Every single one of these figurines is filled with the names of those people who died and suffered. It's here on a hill in Malim, Crete, where the story of Crete's involvement in World War II begins. This beautiful cemetery, which one could easily mistake for an Allied cemetery, is filled with none other than Nazi troopers. The Battle of Crete was a turning point in World War II. Over 12 days in May 1941, a mixed army of New Zealanders, British, Australian, and Greek troops desperately attempted to fight off a massive German airborne assault. The German Fallschirmjäger troops were airdropped from above near this area onto the Malim beach and airport, but instead of the quick and easy victory that the Germans assumed they would have, their parachute troops were met by an intense Greek resistance on the beach, and the Germans suffered heavy losses. It's said that farmers from Crete used any weapons they could to fight off the Germans, including sickles from their farms and even knives secured to broomsticks. After an initial sense of victory, the Allied forces eventually were forced to retreat and surrender as the German parachutists managed to secure a foothold on the island and gained an upper hand. The loss of this battle led to a Nazi-occupied Crete, and the war crimes that were committed on the island afterwards by the Nazis are still memorialized and talked about in Greek news and culture today. It's a battle and a part of history that's easily overlooked, but something that definitely deserves to be remembered. Okay, so it's really windy up here, and there's no way to truly block out the wind, even with a high-powered microphone. But we've crawled all the way to the top of this hill here in Malim, Greece. What you see behind me right now is the actual cemetery for the German Nazi soldiers that were killed in those initial days of fighting and throughout the conflict here on Crete. There's a lot of them here, a couple thousand I believe. Many have been identified, others have not been identified, but it's been an act of reconciliation. Crete has been working to give these German soldiers a proper burial and a respectful place of rest, which is admirable. And this whole area symbolizes rebirthing and coming to terms with what happened. But it's still really odd because visitors who come to the island just to go to the beaches and hike, I don't think would really expect that there is a Nazi grave here on Crete. It's overlooking the beach, and the reason why there's so many soldiers specifically here in Malim is because right down there on the airfield, you can actually show it down there. See, you can zoom in on that runway. It's kind of funny, you can see it. That is where all of the German paratroopers landed during the initial invasion of Crete. These bugs are crazy too, it's like so loud around here. But they would parachute in, and a lot of them obviously died initially, and there's a lot of fighting in this area. The biggest battles were fought around here. But here we are. It's a bizarre piece of history here in Crete, but we're here to see it and tell the story. After seeing where the Nazis were buried on Crete, we headed by car to see the last remaining memorial that they erected during their rule, right outside of Chania, one of the largest cities on the island. Peyton?
Yes?
Say hello.
Hello.
Where are we?
We are in Crete.
Yep. So right now, wow, this lighting is garbage, never mind. Keep walking, folks. Oh, that's crazy. How you doing?
Me?
Yep.
Like this.
Ugh.
Didn't do it though.
Okay, everybody, we're making our way up top.
My knee almost gave out.
Oh, there are bones.
Guys, there's a dog chained right there. You gotta watch out.
What?
What does it say, Colin? Can you use your
Yeah, you should use your app.
Google thing?
So we're right here. Once again, we're right outside of Chania, however you say it. And right behind us is actually a really interesting piece of the Battle of Crete German occupation story. If you look behind Peyton and I right here, this is the Fallschirmjäger Monument. Locals call this thing the evil bird because back in the day before it was removed, there used to be a gigantic bird grasping a swastika flying downwards. I think it was, like we said, an eagle. This monument was actually created by the Nazis after they gained complete control over Crete. It served as a menacing spectacle. All of the people who lived around here would look up every day. This used to just be a hill, and they would see this monument to Nazi Germany. And like I said on top, there used to be a huge metal bird with claws grasping a swastika flying downwards. And this is a monument to the paratroopers who lost their lives and were valiant when they landed in the Battle of Crete. It's still up though. They tried to removed the swastika and everything, but this is the only remaining piece of Nazi Germany still here, and it has yet to be removed. It's actually in kind of a dingy part of town behind an auto repair shop. Most people don't know that it exists. But besides the German cemetery, this is it. How does it make you feel? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's definitely really weird. You wouldn't expect it to still be here.
It's got a weird vibe to it. it looks like super decayed and like no one wants to remember it, obviously.
Well, it's the first piece of Nazi I've ever seen that's left. I don't know. It's odd. Let's just say that.
Mary?
Yeah, it's bizarre and it's weird how they've thrown stuff at the actual monument. Like tried to,
Or why do they leave it? You know, why do they continue to leave it? Those bugs, because they could easily take it down.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, is it to remember it?
These bugs are so loud too.
Yeah. Let's see what it says.
Well, let's walk up. Okay, Peyton's got a translator app, so we're gonna see if she can use that to decode.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, weird. Oh, just take a picture of that, or pause it. Battalion Storm Regiment.
Here, let me just type it in.
You dead? Yeah, it says something about dying, like in service to the country. It's just weird that it's still standing, you know? Well, let's continue on the trail. You know the Nazis probably built this stone too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know?
Oh, of course they did.
That's what we're walking
Well,
on.
they had them build it. I'm sure they had, you know, them build it to humiliate them.
Yeah, prisoners.
For sure.
After seeing the Nazis' memorial to themselves, we headed to another type of memorial dedicated to their war crimes. Welcome to Kandamari, site of one of the bloodiest and most brutal massacres that took place on Crete during the German occupation.
So since we're on the trail of the World War II atrocities committed by the Nazi Party here in Crete, we're trying to honor the victims, preserve their memory, and tell their story. The story of the Battle of Crete, the massacres, everything that went into the German occupation here in Crete back in the 40s. Behind us is an infamous hill here in Crete. It's in central western Crete, outside of Chania, however you say it. And we are going to be heading up the hill right now and telling you a pretty sad story. Warning, if you're offended easily or you don't like seeing graphic images, it's best to turn off the video at this point because it's going to get dark. So let's walk up the hill. So we're here at the site of the Kandamari massacre here in Crete. It's very windy and bright. Sorry this lighting looks so weird, but it's not a laughing matter. I'm actually going to explain what happened here now through video.
On June 2nd, 1941, only a few weeks after the Battle of Crete had begun, a group of German paratroopers surrounded the quaint village of Kandamari on Crete. A few days earlier, the Germans had discovered a few bodies of German soldiers lying dead near the village and placed the blame on the inhabitants of Kandamari. On June 2nd, men and women from Kandamari were forced to gather in the village square. At that point, the women and children were released, and a number of hostages was selected from the group of men and separated from their peers. The villagers were then led by the troopers to a nearby olive grove and were eventually fired upon and slaughtered in cold blood. The exact number of victims is unknown, but it is thought to be close to 60. The massacre has become infamous due to the fact that a German war propaganda correspondent was there that day and captured the entire massacre on film through a camera lens. The photos that emerged later on are horrifying and show the group of villagers walking calmly towards their death, not knowing what was to come. Kandamari has been declared a martyred village under a presidential decree, securing its place in history as one of the places in Crete that saw one of the island's darkest moments.
So now that you've seen that, we're here paying our respects to the victims of the massacre. And you gotta know, in the case of this history, these massacres were not isolated incidents. They happened all over Crete. Villages were razed. Villagers were removed from their homes and ordered to never return. Entire populations in villages were slaughtered in cold blood and buried where they lay. People were tortured. This was a really bad time. And this is just one specific example that's gotten famous because of the photos of it happening. But it's very haunting to be here. They've done a really nice job with the memorial, but can't help but think that some of this energy might still be around because the wrongs that happened to these people. It's crazy.
You know, it was really kind of hard to find. It's kind of tucked behind a house, you know, with a little sign. It's kind of sad. because you know people that come here for vacations, they don't really know the true history of the island that they're on.
And what the people that live here and lived here have gone through. That's what we're trying to do, tell the story. And these damn cicadas are so loud.
There's like 2 right there.
Oh, they're gross.
They're creepy.
Ugh. What do you guys think about the memorial?
Oh God! Oh God!
All over the place, man.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Those pictures are
Those pictures
awful.
I think like people would actually do that.
Oh, it's terrible.
You know? Tragic.
Our final stop of the day was back in Chania, the second largest city of Crete. Chania has fallen under the rule of many different societies over the years, and this can be seen in the city's interesting architecture. From ancient Minoan ruins to old Venetian lighthouses, Chania has it all, and the city breathes with an energy that is indescribable through film. It is here where tourists flock to shop amongst the open-air markets, purchase trinkets and clothing for their friends back home, and, yes, get their Starbucks fix.
Well, we've officially found an evil eye penis here in Greece.
That's something we should get for maxing.
Yeah, we should.
As you walk back into the maze of shops and buildings in Chania, you begin to see the influence of the past Jewish population. During the German occupation of Crete, the Gestapo rounded up almost all of the Jewish people living on the island and herded them onto a cargo ship bound for Auschwitz. In a bizarre twist of fate, a British submarine mistook the cargo ship for a German military vessel and launched torpedoes at the ship, striking it twice. In doing so, the British sunk the ship and mistakenly drowned nearly all of the island's ancient Jewish population, who had existed there uninterruptedly for over 2,300 years.
So we're here in the streets of Chania, aka Chania, however you truly pronounce the word in Greek. So after World War II, obviously, the Jewish population here in Crete was left ravaged. Many of them, I'd say, most of them were dead, missing, and it was a very sad time. Most of the synagogues, because we came down here to do a monologue, all of a sudden a bunch of tourists started to follow us down here, so we found an isolated place and like a bunch of people have come. But anyways, post-World War II, obviously, a lot of the synagogues that were once flourishing and frequented by the Jewish population here on Crete went under. They were completely abandoned and even as far as desecrated. But here in Crete on the coast, there is one surviving synagogue that made it through those dark times. Now, Peyton and I have already been inside, but I just wanted to bring you viewers at home here to show you this last, final remaining piece of the Jewish culture here in Chania, I just don't know how to say it, don't have internet service, because it's so important to those people. And obviously what happened here was nothing short of a major tragedy, one of the biggest obviously in world history. And a lot of people didn't know that Greece had such a big part. And this is the last remaining synagogue out of all of the Crete Jewish population. In this post-World War II era, there's less than 24 Jewish people still living here on Crete, which is just absolutely insane. So let's check it out.
The Etz Chaim Synagogue was founded in the 17th century and was an important center for the Jewish population on Crete in its time. It is currently the only surviving Jewish monument on the island and is home to the only surviving mikveh, or ceremonial bath, in all of Greece. In the courtyard lie the remains of 4 prominent rabbis that once called the synagogue home, laid to rest forever there in the center of the community that they had worked so hard to build. After World War II, the synagogue was completely abandoned. For decades after Crete's Jewish community was destroyed, the building sat dormant and empty and was desecrated. The synagogue was used as a dump, a urinal, and even a kennel at times, and was filled with dead animals, waste, and broken glass. However, in 1996, a man by the name of Nicholas Stavroulakis took on the project of restoring the synagogue and revived the building, converting it into the last functioning synagogue on all of Crete and a museum. But why did he feel the need to restore the building? It called out to me, he said in an interview a few years ago. It had become a monument to the victory of Hitler and the Nazis. Not only had the Jews all been killed, but their very history was being erased. To my mind, it had to be saved at all costs. This shows how important the building was and still is, and how badly it needs to be preserved for future generations. After visiting the synagogue, we decided to stop by a grocery store to pick up some local food to cook for dinner, and of course, to grab a couple drinks.
Okay, we're on the streets of, where are we? Hey, what do you guys think? Drinks for Greece. What do you think looks the best here? Tessa?
Oh gosh.
Tessa, what do you think?
Watermelon cider. This looks pretty big.
What do you have, Tessa?
This watermelon cider.
Can you zoom in on it? Oh, that doesn't look Greek, but it looks good. Give me a yeehaw.
Yeehaw, diggy dog.
Oh shit. It's times like this where you have to tell the type of cookie by the picture. That, I don't really know. It looks like a pasta cookie. This, obviously chocolate. These white creams could be anything from mayonnaise to sugar cream.
The sunset over Crete that night was beautiful and in some ways haunting, but watching the sunset meant that it was finally time to get spooky and time to investigate the island for paranormal activity. It was time to visit a place that I felt would be extremely active with paranormal energy, a long abandoned Nazi bunker in the mountains. To put this into perspective, I have to include that only a few weeks before we filmed this video, Crete saw one of its first high-profile murders in years. An American scientist was abducted and murdered in broad daylight, and her body was left in an abandoned Nazi bunker. While researching the bunker that I wanted to check out that night, I couldn't find any information in any of the news articles that stated which Nazi bunker the scientist's body had been found in, so we had no idea if we were headed to a recent crime scene or not. It turned out that the body had been found in a different bunker than the one we visited that night, but at the time we still had no idea. In addition, Kokino Chirrio, the small village that the bunker sits outside of, is known as the Red Village because long before the Nazis invaded, in 1821, more than 150 locals from the village, including women and children, were murdered by the Ottoman Turks in the area. That night, we arrived high atop the mountain at the old church that sits near the bunker's entrance, explored the building, and then headed back towards the dark caves to begin our investigation.
Just backwoods Greece, fam.
This is the small church we had to look for. But I'm warning you, it looks really creepy back there, so don't be scared off by how creepy it looks. Oh yeah, thank you. The head cut off. Yeah, it's missing its head. Yeah, actually, what is that? Is that oil for some sort of a... It hasn't been opened. It's no one ever comes here. Wild knife. Whoa. Look at these mountains. There's the bunkers right there. So right now, for part one of our investigation here into the ghosts of the German war atrocities that have been left behind here on the island of Crete, we're at a very secret location. It takes a lot of effort to get here, but honestly, just based on Jeff and Peyton's reactions already, this is one of the freakiest that we've ever been to. Behind me right here in this mountain is an old Nazi bunker. So back in the day when the Nazis occupied Crete, they constructed a number of intricate tunnel systems and caves where they would store ammunition, build bunkers and connect the bunkers so that they could pop out with guns and defend their fortresses and other, you know, territories that they held. And this bunker right here is infamous for being filled with paranormal activity because it was actually, the bunker was actually created by imprisoned people who were forced to create it. What's the word?
And I don't know.
What? What?
Bats.
Huh?
Bats. They're just forced to make it.
Yeah, so these were basically locals who were imprisoned and forced to labor here on this cave in this system of tunnels. So we've never been in here before. It's about midnight. It's pitch black out. It's really quiet. And we're going to head in right now and see if any of the spirits of those who are forced to build these tunnels or the German officers and soldiers who worked here inside the tunnels, if they're sticking around.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
God, there's something over here. Actually, Jeff, I'll take that camera so it's brighter. Yeah. Not that far. Hello? Okay, go. Go as fast as possible. Go. Hold up. Wait. What was that? Not that far. Hello? Okay, go. Go as fast as possible. Go. Okay, go. What was that? No, that was like a male guttural. What? What? Oh, what? What?
It was like a black thing. Like a black thing. Dude, there's a black thing. It's too dangerous to go in there. What the hell? There's like, I don't know what it is.
What?
It's a black. I don't know what it was. Did you see it?
God, that's so cool.
My light doesn't do anything. There's something that came to the edge of the cave. Like it was about this high. It was black. But I just, did you see it at all?
I didn't see it.
Oh shit, my heart's.
Let me rewind the footage.
In there?
Wait, listen. You hear that wind through them?
Yeah, it's like, kind of like
It's like a horror movie. So why don't you guys want to go back in? Let's just get it on camera, the reasoning.
oh, there's something in there. You know, I mean, it's obviously whatever that sound was. And then I saw something black. And a chair. And then there's like was that string hanging from the ceiling?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that was. This is just a weird
I'll go
place,
stand
man.
right there. But
I want to walk back up, just ask.
Can we close the doors before?
I would. And this is all I have. This is all I have. The fence right here is a freaking selfie stick. This would not do crap. Look at it. It would break. It's like aluminum. That's all we have for defense. I mean, I don't want it to be like...
That was not an animal sound. That was a human. It was like, oh. Why would someone be living in there though? Like, what's the logic behind
There's a
that?
chair there though.
So
Why is
people
there
bring.
like but
Every time we go to abandoned places, there's random shit everywhere.
okay, if there's more like happens, I just thought, we can't go in there.
Yeah, no.
I mean, honestly.
I agreed. God, the mountain just looks so creepy.
Look at those mountains.
You can't even see the mountains, but they go up here. Look at all this shit hanging in the trees.
What's that?
Listen to that sound.
Okay, there's a mound back here or something.
And a red thing.
What the hell's in there?
Okay, let's just call it a night. Really? Do you want to just walk over?
Just go look at it.
Okay, let's go,
Okay,
Jeff.
just come on. Be quiet.
What?
Look at Jeff's light.
Jeff, come over here. Yeah, your light just got so much dimmer.
This is the brightest point I've got.
Look at. Look at, that's how bright your light is.
What the heck? Hold on. Oh. That usually this thing actually.
Hello, is there somebody in the bunker?
There was a freaking noise either way.
There's the mountain you can see.
What?
Okay.
Dude, come back here. I can't see with this thing.
Yeah, let's just go.
Hello? There's a freaking chair there.
Dude, it's so scary. There's like a bucket too.
I know.
And the chair's facing out.
Hey,
What?
is somebody in there?
Let's go.
Dude, is there something under the chair? Is there something under the chair? Is there something under the chair? Can you see?
Let's just come back during the day.
Okay. Okay. You guys go on.
Dude, wait. Look at Jeff's light. It's completely dead. Look at shining at the ground in front of you.
Look at. That's my brightest right.
Look at now it's back up.
Well, it's better. It went down.
Okay, let's just get out of here. Wow, dude.
It's just
Oh
too
my
much.
God.
It's too much.
So yeah, we're gonna come back during the day, since this is only about 10 minutes from our house that we're staying at. and I'm trying to figure out what just made that noise because.
Can you play the clip?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane to me.
That was terrifying.
That was a human voice.
I
It
thought
just
that was you making that
no,
noise.
it literally came from inside the cave.
I know I saw like a black figure, but short.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Short.
so creepy.
At the right-hand foot of the tunnel entry area.
But it just makes no sense. Why would someone be living in there in the pitch black?
Where do I go?
Hold up.
Hey everybody, really quick advertisement. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps us so much and it takes less than half of a second of your time. Make sure when you subscribe to turn on your notifications so that you can be instantly notified both times we post videos every week. In addition, be sure to follow me, Colin, Peyton, and our show on Instagram so you can see show updates, big moments in our lives, and funny memes that we create. Yes, that's me dancing to Lil Yachty. In addition, we have a Twitter, so go tweet us, a Facebook where we post crappy memes, and a fully stocked merch store with a ton of different spooky designs. Every purchase helps fund episodes of the show, so if you want to see bigger locations, buy a piece and help support our work. Thank you so much. We love you. I tried to make this as fast as possible, so enjoy the episode and stay spooky.
A banana.
Damn, this shit is still creepy even during the day. Do you have a flashlight? Okay, so we're back here at the Nazi bunker. It's now daytime. We're gonna try and make it as far as we can inside. It's just as creepy during the day.
Oh my god. You don't have a light?
Oh, we have my light and Jeff's grabbing his. Okay. So this is some sort of building too. I wonder what this history is here.
That looks like it's for animals.
What's those like carvings on the wall?
I don't know.
Look old.
Symbol like a square.
Pie.
This is creepy.
Oh, feel how cold it is?
Yeah.
Hello?
Oh, there's a lot of flies.
Right there at the beginning.
Oh my god.
It's just right there at the beginning.
I think there's some shoes.
Yeah, there are.
Oh, it really smells.
Really?
Oh. Peyton, do you see that goat up there?
Mm-hmm.
So we're back here at the German bunker. It's the daytime, the day after we heard the noises from inside here late at night. We're going to see if there's anybody in here. We talked to some people and they thought that there's no way that someone could actually be living in here because it's so high up, it's so isolated that you couldn't get food, you couldn't get water. Yeah, but we didn't actually go in the last time we were here, so we're going to go check it out and see how far we can make it.
There's a lot of flies.
There's a lot of flies at the beginning. Is there anybody there? We're going to come in.
Okay, let's go.
So gross.
Make sure my light is working.
Oh, listen to them. Listen.
Dude, there's a lot of bees in here, my man.
What?
Be careful.
Might be some sort of storage. Look at, there's a symbol in there.
Whoa, wake up.
There's symbols everywhere.
Look at this stuff with our stuff back here.
That's okay. You can come. It's just chairs.
Oh. All these different chambers in here seem to have different markings. Less of this. Is this like the lightning, like the SS?
There's no way it's to be.
I mean, just someone. Hello? Damn, this is crazy.
So, just to remind people online, this was all created using forced labor from prisoners from Crete. They all carved this by hand. Well, actually, maybe I should take the lights I'm first.
Can you put the light behind us?
Here's the bunker top. We're here already.
Wait, can we see how dark it gets when we don't know the light?
Yeah.
It's like pitch black.
Look at. It's one of these stairs. We'll try both stairs. It's getting hotter. We're almost to the top. Whoa. Hello? Look at this. Damn. What the hell? Oh, bats. Look out. Oh. Go. Go the other way, go the other way. Go the other way, go the other way. That's a secret entrance right there you can see to this tunnel. Yeah. The bunker's the other direction.
Oh! That's a moth.
Could you imagine though, being forced to create these tunnels?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what?
Ooh, what is it?
Bone?
Yeah, vertebrae. Vertebrae.
So we gotta go up those other stairs.
Yeah.
I wonder, so all these...
Yeah, beautiful. Bad place to fall.
Yeah, I know.
Go, Tessa.
You ready to come down, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tessa, you enjoying this?
Crazy.
Well, that's really bizarre that we heard those noises here then, because there's obviously no one that's been living here.
There's one over there. There's a bat over there.
Yeah, we just gotta go up the other stairs.
Steps, Jeff. It's okay.
To the right. To the right.
Jeff,
To the
it's
right.
okay.
To the right.
I don't like bats though, man. Just, Jesus.
Here, I'll go first.
Where'd that thing go?
The other stairway. Damn, this is some horror movie shit. Oh, what the hell? So here's the main bunker that we're approaching right now. Wow. This is crazy. Oh, look at this. This is a genuine lost Nazi bunker off in the mountains. So, sorry I'm a lot of breath. This is where the troopers would have set up their machine guns pointing out this way and their weapons. As you can see the beach over there and all these villages. So it had a really good vantage point where they could mow down troopers that were coming in or lay fire on anybody resisting them.
Here.
Where?
Down there is all where they put their guns on all the way around.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh. Whoa.
You could have easily snipers here.
Uh-huh. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is just hidden.
Look how beautiful that is out there though.
See, this is just a piece of history that no one would ever think to come see or remember.
Oh wow.
Oh, look at, there's the, you can see the full bunker. Right here, hidden in the mountains of Crete, is an old Nazi bunker. And you can just imagine people right there sticking their guns out,
I can imagine their spirits still being here, and the people slaving away to bring all the rock and materials up here to build this. It's crazy. And look at this metal plate that they installed. So interesting.
You guys ready to go down? Good little hike. A little bit of exercise. Careful for this huge funnel spider web.
Yeah, watch out for this chunky stuff. Ew.
I do wonder what that symbol means. And this lightning, it's weird because Nazis, the Germans did use the lightning.
Oh, that would be.
And it was really loud.
No, they're not.
Whew. It's kind of hot in here. But it's getting cooler as we're going back down. Oh, that.
What?
Look at that huge spider in that hole.
Oh shit!
Wait, I want to see it.
Oh!
No.
No, wait,
Mary,
take a
Mary,
picture.
Mary, get a shot of it. Zoom in.
Oh my God.
That's like the biggest cave spider. Holy shit.
That's so
dude.
good.
Don't think that jump out.
I don't want it to jump.
Oh, look at it.
Mary, are you zooming in?
Yeah.
Oh!
That's a good one.
Oh my God, it's facing us?
No!
Yeah, it's
Oh,
looking right at us.
Okay, dude.
Wait,
you
I
gotta.
want to see it. It's kind of hard to
Mary,
see.
don't go too close.
I'm not.
Whoa!
Okay.
I can't focus on it.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
That's
it's
a
not
backwards
usually-
cricket.
You're just
Are you
Really?
serious?
Yeah, that's just a cricket butt.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh.
watch your
That's a cricket. Steps.
I
Watch
thought it
your
was a
steps.
big ass spider.
please. Mary, Mary, this isn't the place to do this.
I'm not doing anything. Jeez. It's a cricket.
Oh, is there a noise back there? Where?
What? Okay, so now that we're here in the cave, we've explored the whole complex up to the top over there to the secret entrance up to the bunker. We're gonna turn off the camera, or we're gonna turn off the light and do a little investigation before we head out. Because we did hear that voice last night and that was like crazy. So, here we go. Wow. Turn your phone off. Sorry. Dude, that is so dark. I'm gonna turn my EMF meter on. Dude, I can't even see you guys. It's crazy. Peyton? Oh, I thought you were over here. Is there anybody in here from Crete who was forced to build this place by the Germans? If there's anybody in here, any spirits, we're welcoming you to come and talk to us. Can you use your voice to give us a word or a message? I'm sweating so much. You guys want to sit out?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we investigated for a few minutes. Literally zero activity, but it is sweltering hot and we're all sweating. We've got to be in another location. So we're going to head out. But yeah, we got to see the bunker, crazy history. And that voice will still resonate because that was crazy. And now we know that no one lives in here, so it makes it even creepier. So now that we're finished with our whole exploration of Crete and visiting these locations from the Battle of Crete and the sites of these atrocious Nazi war crimes that were carried out here on the island, Hayden, where are we right now?
We're at Suda Bay Outlet Cemetery.
There you go, there goes probably probably a military jet right there. This is the resting place of a large number, 1,527 to be exact. This is the final resting place of 1,527 soldiers who died here in the conflict on Crete. Many of them have unmarked graves, and it's really sad, but it's interesting to see people from UK, where else?
India, South Africa, Canada.
Yeah, a lot of places all around the world. And it is smoking hot out today. I'm sweating, just dripping sweat down my legs right now. But we're going to end our whole video series here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully we taught you some history here about a huge conflict here in Crete and Greece that no one really has heard about outside of people that live in this area. So, yeah, thanks for watching. We're going to pay our respect to the dead now, head out and spend a little time reflecting in the cemetery. And you got anything left to say? Thanks for watching, and stay spooky.
Yes, we do this for the thrill, for the love of investigating the paranormal, and for the research. But at the end of the day, I want to help people, and I want to keep history alive and in the forefront of people's minds. This subject reminds me of a discussion that I had with a girl at a party about a year ago. After learning that I was a paranormal investigator, she asked, why focus on the negative history? I tried to explain to her why we cannot simply ignore the brutal history of the world, but she was determined to tell me that I was wrong, and that with the show we should only focus on good events and the successes that mankind has seen. Yes, that's a good practice in concept, but we can't just forget the tragedies, and we definitely cannot ignore them. There's a beauty in the pain, and a sense of reconciliation that comes along with remembering those atrocities and committing this history to video. The biggest thing is that we cannot forget these struggles or those who died during them. In the Allied cemetery, there were so many graves of soldiers buried without names, memorials to people lost that were lost to time that died fighting what they believed was the good fight. No matter how dark the history is, there is always light to be found. Even cemeteries, which are large memorials to death and the end of life, are beautiful. It's for those reasons that we continue to make these videos and share the history with you guys online. We simply cannot forget what has happened before us. We must remember the tragic past and ensure that these tragedies do not become the present of tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and stay spooky. A portion of the proceeds from this video are going to be made as a donation to the Etz Chaim Synagogue in Chania. The synagogue runs completely off of donations and receives no governmental support. If you would like to make a donation to help keep the last surviving synagogue alive in Crete, the link is in the description of this video to make a donation of your own. Thank you for watching, we love you guys, and I can't wait to show you the next video.
Hello!